2026. If you're watching another video about AI opportunities, hoping someone's just gonna hand you a business model, you're already losing. And while you play video games and watch girls dance on the internet, somebody is closing deals. But this could be you. I'm gonna show you a business model that is printing money for high schoolers. There are 33 million small businesses in America getting destroyed by competitors with websites that actually convert. In 2026, you can build them an AI-powered website in a weekend that generates leads on autopilot, and they'll pay you thousands for it. Let me show you how. So this is probably the easiest money you're gonna make online. And let me explain. AI websites are a bit of a new addition to the marketplace, but it's nothing different than what we've seen before. Web development has been around since the dawn of the internet, and now we're just doing things a little bit differently with the new tools that we have at our disposal. So 2 years ago, you needed to know quite a few things in order to actually get a website built and somebody to pay you for it. You either needed to know how to code, or you were splitting your entire project in half by paying a freelancer to do it, or you were grinding for months trying to figure out how to learn web development in order to actually become skilled. But that's a little different now. I found this guy, Linus designed this company, and this is Robert, and he's been a website designer since 1998. He's been around, and he's helped, apparently, hundreds of customers look great. And that's a real claim, too. If we take a look at his websites, he's got a lot of stuff on here across all sorts of fields, and it's actually pretty impressive. I mean, he's got this little chatbot here. I'm pretty sure that this is an Elf site chatbot. They just provide widgets for websites. You can see all the things that they have. I don't really think his website looks all that great. I mean, it's obviously working for him. It looks like he charges upwards of $1,400 to $5,000 per website. He's even got something like an in-depth marketing website with lead generation for upwards of $5,000 to $6,000. But in today's day and age, we're not coding websites or using WordPress. We're building things with words. This is not a brand new concept. I mean, this has been around for a couple of years now, but it's really getting to a point where if you execute this and know how to use it correctly, it can be extremely powerful. So you're not competing with nerds anymore, like Robert. You're competing with other people who haven't even figured this out yet. So there's 3 advantages that we have with AI. And number 1 is speed. That's my attempt at a lightning bolt. We also have the advantage of delivery. We can get these websites out faster, we can implement them easier, and it's a lower barrier to entry as compared to learning how to code versus just having an AI do it for you. So you can take a client from signed contract to live website in just like 48 hours. So that means faster payments and more volume, way more volume, and a word of mouth reputation that spreads. Because if there's one thing that I've learned business owners really care about is speed. If you can get there on time, if you can be fast, if you can surprise them by how quickly you were able to get back to them. And all of this is going down while the WordPress agency is quoting 6 to 8 weeks while you're cashing the check. So this is our business model. And here's the real work: outreach. Cold calling is king and always will be. So pick up the phone and start dialing. These are the final years that people are still actually buying from other people. Even your shopping cart is going to be automated. Email sequences, walk-ins, and handwritten letters are all effective. Walk-ins hit hardest if you can actually sell face-to-face, but cold calling is a little less intrusive and lets the prospects say no without pressure. So start there. So step 1 is to find a niche. I've used a keyboard before, I promise. A lot of people ask me, who do I outreach to? What niche do I pick? And how do I know if a business needs a website? Stop. You're giving yourself analysis paralysis. The niche doesn't matter. Dentists, auto shops, pet groomers, these are all businesses that rely on appointments. These businesses lie on a constant stream of incoming leads and returning customers that rely on an appointment made. So that's a website with a booking system. That's what's important. Not who you ask, but what they're doing. Step 2 is getting leads. Any business that operates on outreach relies on leads. It's the very foundation of it. No leads, no calls, and no calls, no money. And you don't even need LinkedIn to get them. I see a lot of people wondering, how do I get Sales Navigator? How do I get enough connections on my LinkedIn profile? What do I post on LinkedIn? What are you doing? You're not outreaching. You should be building a list of 500 plus before you even pick up the phone. And this is super easy. What we're going to be doing is learning how to use Google Maps to find local businesses and then using a scraper tool to put those leads into a lead sheet. Now, this also searches their websites and can find decision maker emails and names so that you know exactly who you're talking to when you pick up the phone. This platform is called PhantomBuster. I used this when I was starting my agency, and it was an absolute lifesaver. I created hundreds of lead lists, and all I had to do was wait for it to develop them for me, and then I'd do that every morning, and I would cold call like 100 people every day. So we're going to head over to PhantomBuster.com and enter a new email and start a free trial. So the free trial lasts for 14 days, and you don't actually need a credit card. So that means that you can make a new email and just start a new free trial without having to pay for the starter plan that costs $56 a month. And if you want to upgrade in the future, that's totally fine too. But we're going to start a free trial and enter in a new email. I'm pretty sure you know how to set up an email and password, so I'll spare you the details. This doesn't have to be your first and last name. It can be anything you want. Company name also doesn't matter. So, Ford. Let me teach you something real quick about this kind of questions. These do not matter. What team do you belong to? What is the size of your company? What are you going to use this for? What platform do you want to automate? This changes nothing. This just helps their platform collect data about what people are using their platform. So right when we get logged in, we're going to see the dashboard. You will get a notification to validate your email address. And after you've validated your email, you're going to browse Phantoms. So we're going to head over to Google and click Google Maps search to contact data. This is going to extract emails, phone numbers, and social media info from Google Maps search results. And this takes 2 slots. And on the free trial, I believe that you have 3 slots. So we're going to use this now. So PhantomBuster is going to ask us for a search URL. We're going to hop over into Google Maps, and I've chosen Houston, Texas. I would recommend that you find a spot that is either within your own city if you have a high volume of business, but a bigger city generally performs well because you can get better businesses. And if you're in a place like Leroy, Kansas, I doubt that you're going to be able to get very many leads. So like I said before with the overthinking about the niche, it does not matter what you choose as long as we're picking a business that requires leads coming in every day that are from a website, scheduling service, or an online presence. So I'm going to select dentist, and that's a really good option because they have a pretty online presence and there's a lot of records about them online. And here is our entire list of businesses throughout Houston. And every time I reach the bottom of this list, it's going to shuffle all of the places on the map. And it has a maximum amount of 120. That'll be important when we take this into PhantomBuster. So as for our search URL, we're going to hop into this. Make sure that you have something typed into this window specific about your niche and copy the entire URL and paste it into this box right here. The spreadsheet settings don't matter. You can leave them default and save it. PhantomBuster is now going to ask you what the browser's language is and the number of results to scrape. And like I said before, Google Maps only displays up to 120 results of each search. So 120 is just fine. Now it's asking us what kind of data we want to scrape. The most important things here are phone numbers and email addresses. That is all we really want. I will mention that there is an angle for Instagram profiles. you can get in contact with the social media manager or whoever is running the social media page, and they might have a stronger pull on the decision maker for whatever you're pitching to them. But for now, we're just doing emails and phone numbers. We're going to go ahead and save this, and all we have to do is switch on our Phantom to get started. So let's go ahead and turn it on, and this could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And while we're waiting for our Phantom to finish, we are going to develop an action plan. An action plan isn't I'm going to outreach today. It's not I'm going to send emails today. It's also not even I'm going to send 50 emails today. It's I'm committing to 5 walk-ins, 50 cold calls, and 300 emails to qualified prospects daily. Today, I'm following up with Johnson Dentistry and Harrison Family Dental. And before I log off, I'm building tomorrow's hit list. Your emails are going to be automated, so you won't need to worry about that as much, but every day you will be reiterating and perfecting your email outreach strategy. 50 cold calls is a really good starting amount for a beginner. It's going to give you a lot of rejection, which you need to go through in order to realize that some of these people are actually in need, especially those with terrible looking websites. Let me give you an example. So this was a business that I worked with, and they did diesel tuning and dyno services in Mississippi. They had this little vehicle selector you could see tunes on for an Acura RDX, first generation with this engine, and you could view remaps for how much power you would gain by scheduling an appointment with him. Now that's cool and all, but he had stuff like Bugatti, Citroën, Cupra, Dacia. These are some brands that we don't even have in Mississippi. I thought it was a little gimmicky, and he also lacked some information. Some things weren't aligned, and there was really a lack of information and pop on the website. He hit me up on my email campaign, replying to one of my outreaches, saying that he wanted to start this business, but he wasn't really technically inclined and wanted a better online presence. So I created him a lead machine. This website allows you to book a dyno, which is automatically synced with his actual schedule. He gets a notification every time somebody schedules. You can also simply request a quote and put in your name, phone number, email, and your vehicle information and the type of service that is needed. And this submit quote request button sends him an email and also gets a text message. I sold this entire website for over $1,300, and I continue to receive payments for this every single month. I built this on a program called Bolt.new. This is a website that you can go to and try out for free, and it's the exact formula that has allowed me to escape my 9-to-5 with online web sales. Okay, so it looks like our Phantom is now complete. We saved about 3 hours of time if we did this manually. We collected about 117 locations, 116 of those had websites, and 97 of them found contact data. So that's amazing. That's 83% of our entire search. In order to get these leads into a sheet, we're going to have to press the download button, but they're going to ask you to pay. Now, I have a trick for this. I know how to get around this and get all of these leads into a file that you can put into Google Sheets for absolutely nothing. I need you to turn your brain on for this one. This trick is a little technical, but it will save you $56 a month every time you need a new lead sheet. Go ahead and right-click and enter into Inspect Element. You can also get here by pressing Control-Shift-C on your keyboard. Now, we're going to head over to Network, and we're going to make sure that we're filtering by all, and we're going to refresh the page to get all of the fresh data. So now that we have all of this data refreshed, we're going to filter it by result. And you should come up with result.csv. If you titled your project something, go ahead and type in what you titled it, and it will be the same exact file. If we simply just double click this, it will automatically download from our browser. Boom, we got the download. And if I just drop it into this Google Sheet, pressing import and selecting our file that we just downloaded, replace and import all the data, and boom, we have every single lead from that list for completely free without having to pay for it. I hope that was simple enough for you because it's an absolute cheat code. So if I were you, we have place URL, the website. The place URL is just what they are on Google. A lot of pretty dentist ladies. And we have their rating, the review count, category, address, phone number, search query, not important, and their email if they were able to find it on the website. What I would do is delete stuff like search query. I would delete the address, not very important until you're in contact with the customer. We know that these are all dentists, so this is also not important. The subtitle doesn't have anything in it, and the status is also not important. Now, what I would do is drag the phone number over to column B and expand that out. And I would just go down this list and cold call every single one of them. And if you need to check them out, boom, you got their place URL and their website, and you can visit them and see what kind of stuff they got going on and go from there. I have my own opinions on what kind of cold call framework that you should have, but there is a lot of differing opinions on that online. Now, with Bolt.new, it's a rather intricate concept, and I really want to go in depth on this program later. I'm going to save that for its own video. Now you should have everything you need to get a running head start with this business model. Finding a niche without giving yourself analysis paralysis, getting a list of 500 plus emails and phone numbers, and building an action plan. The only thing that's left is execution. This is where most people quit. They built the list and they wrote the plan, then they stare at the phone like it's going to bite them or something. Pick up the phone and dial. You're going to get rejected a lot. That's the game. And every no gets you closer to the yes that pays your rent. The businesses that win in 2026 aren't the ones with the best technology or the best WordPress template. They're the ones that ship first, iterate fast, and are actually solving problems people pay for. On this channel, you've got the tools and you've got the market. The only question is whether you'll execute or keep watching videos about what you could do. I'm dropping a new video every week on how to actually build businesses that print money like this. And I'll see you on the next one.